All right, everybody, welcome in. I hope you're doing great. Hope everybody is having a good afternoon whenever you're seeing this, afternoon, evening. Hope you're doing well. This is a little reading for whoever needs to hear this message, whatever comes through. I will pull cards for each individual zodiac sign in the extended. So if this is your message or pieces of your message, we're going to dive into them in the extended for each zodiac sign and get a little more clarification for you. All right, so let's see what we're doing here. We do have Venus retrograding in Leo. As I'm doing this reading, we do have Chiron retrograding in Aries. So that makes me feel like a lot of you might be rethinking your value or rethinking your money, rethinking your relationships, and there can be a little bit of unresolved woundings coming up for you. That is for the next 6 months. So this is not just a weekly reading or a weekly discussion necessarily. So whatever comes out in this reading, if this message is for you, if you're drawn here by the title, there's definitely something here for you. Also in the extended, I will look at the next 30 days to get some timing, all right, around things to see if this is a bigger reading. For some of you, it's a bigger reading. For some of you, it's a weekly reading. So let's see where we go. Okay, Distant Thunder. This is the Denise Lynn deck. I like this. Clear the air. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. Definitely have felt last week very, if there's any real emotion showing up for you, rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering into your life. It's almost like this kind of had to happen for you to kind of get it out of you. Like say some stuff that you needed to say, be clear, reorient yourself with a certain person or a certain situation. It wasn't all that easy last week, or maybe you felt pushed to do it, or you felt like someone was kind of coming at you, or something was unfair. I just want to say to you like that, because we did have the North Node shift into Aries, and Aries is a fire energy. So if you felt like maybe you bit somebody's head off, or you talked a little more strongly than you normally would, or felt pushed by the universe a little more strongly, I'm here to validate that. Okay, I'm definitely here to validate that. There may have been that going on. So let's see what's going on for the collective, please. This is an energy reading of the current situation of what's going on. All right, so 9 of Pentacles underneath, the King of Cups, the 6 of Wands, very beautiful energy there, the 4 of Swords, right, healing anything. Look at this. 5 of Cups, Queen of Wands, and now the 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, right? We're definitely moving towards something good. I want to say to you, two fours, a 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I had done a reading for myself, or I do a reading for myself every morning. And there's a lot of like 3, 4, 5, 6 energy, which to me is like process. It's not the beginning of something. It's not the culmination of something, but it's important to do this work. It's important to get from here to there. Like you can't just start stuff and just wrap things up. Like there has to be a middle. There has to be a story. It's sort of like, I remember this was when I first got married, and when I was married back in 1997, and there was this sense, there was a New York Life, it was like an insurance company ad out at the time, and they were like, they showed like the wedding, the fun stuff that was happening around the wedding. Like we're young and we have little babies, and all of a sudden we're retired. Like there was no middle of their life. There wasn't like a, oh yeah, this is the time when I got laid off, and oh yeah, this is when the kids started to be teenagers and it started to be crazy, right? It was just like, it went from the happy wedding to the sitting on a porch together kind of thing. And I was like, what about the middle? What about the middle? And what about the joys of the middle? What about the challenges we face together? What about those kinds of things? So I feel like there's something here, like maybe you have missed the middle of a relationship with somebody, or maybe you have not had that experience. Like you knew them back in college, and now it's sort of like you're uh, in the situation where you're much more stable, much, moving toward lots of blessings. Look at the rainbows coming up here after the storm. So I just feel like some of you are going to be filling out that middle in a very positive way. And the middle will show up. Like, did you know somebody back in school and now they're showing up again? And now you're going to get to fill out that middle of what happened, maybe even through conversation, or like, hey, let's try again, or something like that. If some of you are looking for love, some of you in careers that have been like, well, what's the good part? Like, where's the good part of this? I feel like because Venus in retrograde and Chiron in retrograde, you're kind of saying, what does it mean to have the good part? What does the good part look like for me? And I feel like you're going to define the good stuff in terms of relationship or your career, your livelihood, the things that bring you joy. You're going to finally define that for yourself and welcome that in. So there's not just this sense of like jumping from the beginning of something to the end of something, that like the culmination is somehow like there's no difficulties along the way. There's everything's happily ever after, right? Like there's that. And I just think that there's a lot of growth and communication improvements because you're where you are in your life. Even if you're super young, there's a sense of like, wow, I have kind of jumped into a new timeline that's more mature because I'm focusing on my healing, my self-worth, my self-love with Venus in retrograde, right? Internal. And if you're doing that, I feel like that's bringing in love. You cannot be compassionate with other people if you're not compassionate with yourself. You cannot have love with other people until you have love for yourself, because those energies attract each other. So if you're learning about self-love and you're doing all this healing work, then love can come in. Even though you're not manifesting necessarily directly love, some of us manifest love from a place of disappointment and lack and missing you and low vibration. Some of us are manifesting from that place. And I think we're all learning that in order to really manifest what we want, whether it's wealth or time or energy or a person or something like that, we have to first experience it in ourselves. And that is really what's happening here. I like that a lot. So whether it's you or this other person learning this lesson, or whether it's you learning this lesson in general about your life, I feel like it's a beautiful way to kind of heal any wounds that have become sticky or thorny. Like it's when you look back at something that happened like maybe 20 years ago, you're much more forgiving of yourself. You're much more, you may be. Some of you may have like some things that you've never forgiven of other people or never forgiven of yourself. And those are the things that need to be welcomed in, right? The distant thunder, the old hurts, whatever, welcomed in, and transmute that energy, heal that energy, and then create wisdom from that process. So back to the very first thing I was talking about with process, like 3, 4, 5, 6, process. But I think that if we just try to jump from beginning to the end, like, becoming an old married couple, I'll do respect, but I'm like saying, like, skipping over the nervousness and the when are we going to be together and all of that kind of stuff. I just want to get to the place when we're solidly together and there's no angst. But sometimes the angst is helping you. I don't mean you should sit in anxious energy, but like it's teaching you, the absence of something is teaching you to self-soothe. Okay? So if you're immediately trying to get to the end of something without feeling the feelings, you're going to have to feel them again at some point in order to have the energy align with what you're trying to create, especially around love and especially around money. If you just have a painful chapter and you just want to get through it fast, there's some real wisdom in sitting in uncomfortable stuff. Because when we do that, we're not afraid of it in the future. We don't bury it in the future. We don't make it an enemy. We see it as an ally. We see it as a way to feel our feelings, move through them, and transmute what we learn from those situations into wisdom so that we can take that into the next relationship. A lot of times people move through things too fast, and then that's why they keep repeating the same things over and over again, because they haven't really learned the lesson of what they needed to learn, right? From your soul's journey. Look at it from the soul perspective, not from the ego perspective, which is like, oh, I just hate bad stuff. I just want to move through it. Fine. Okay. Like, don't we all? But when there's stuff to be learned from it, looking at things from the soul perspective is going to help you sit with uncomfortable emotions, uncomfortable feelings, feelings of loss, feelings of abandonment, whatever is kind of triggering you, sitting with those energies and getting comfortable with the fact that you don't have to satisfy it or squash it or cover it up with food or shopping. You don't have to do any of those things. And that brings some self-confidence. It also gives you a sense of closure for yourself. And you are manifesting something really beautiful in the future. You cannot do it from a place of skipping the middle. Okay? You can't do it from a place of skipping the middle. So 4 of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the 6 of Pentacles, the Strength card, the High Priestess card. Wow, the 2 of Cups here, beautiful. The 5 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, look at that, and the Judgment card. So there's definitely a new timeline showing up here. And it's like beckoning to you. This new path is beckoning to you. And it's saying, okay, if you're manifesting this beautiful energy of, look at this, love and money, or love and wealth, or love and satisfaction, you do have to face conflict once in a while. You do have to understand that, you can't, maybe not letting people in, not having conflict, trying to kind of I don't know what happened there. Just blew it up. So sometimes we have to sit in this and recognize that we can't hold on to things that do need to go. We also can't avoid conflict all the time. Like, those things are there to bring us strength and power. These events that have happened to us are here to bring us wisdom and to know that we have, like, think of it this way. I mean, your astrology chart, your birth chart is the blueprint of the destined and fated moments in your life, right? It's like what you're here to do. So how does that work with free will? Well, you are here to experience these things, but free will is how you experience them. Are you pushing them away? Are you pushing them down? Are you running away? And then you're just going to have to go back in that cul-de-sac again. Like, let's just do it now. Let's just face it now. And so there's probably in this Venus retrograde period in Leo, there's some times when we need to create strength. There's Leo card right here. We need to create strength by experiencing some things and letting them go, or seeing ourselves in such a way that we forgive ourselves for something. We forgive ourselves from something long past. We forgive someone else for something long past. Not holding on to stuff is what's going to get you what you really want. Not holding on to stuff and not trying to skip through things is going to get you what you really want. I love that Archangel Michael is here. Okay, the Temperance card, Sag energy, and the 6 of Pentacles. This is about the angelic realms really helping you right now. Okay, so if you feel like you're somehow being singled out for some tough experiences in love or money or whatever it is, I feel like the angels are here to say to you, you know what, we're here to help you. If you can look at it through the vision or the lens of your soul, we're here to help. Wouldn't that change the game a little bit for you if you understood that? Or if you understood it in the moment, you're like, oh, I don't want to feel this. Oh, I don't want to do this. I want it to be fun and nice all the time. But like, there's no light without dark. Really? You wouldn't know what a day was if there wasn't night. So the High Priestess and the 2 of Cups. This is, and see the 2 of Cups here with the Temperance card too. This is trying to bring in a person for the long haul. Okay? The universe is trying to bring in what you are manifesting, whether it's love or money or whatever it is. The universe is saying, yes, that's what we're doing. You think we're taking you down some thorny patch roads because, we just enjoy torturing you? No. We're doing that so you can clear it. We're giving you experiences. We're putting people in your path. We're showing you the things that need to be transmuted and worked with so that the rainbow blessings can show up in your life. Support is all around you, fellow travelers. So people are showing up right now in your life that are bringing up stuff from the past that needs to be cleared, or bringing things around again so you can make a different choice, or something along those lines. I do like the King of Pentacles here. That makes me feel like there's some real stability and long term. So when you jump onto this timeline, we are going in a direction that you are manifesting from a full perspective, from a full heart, from someone who has learned from mistakes or learned from past loves or whatever. For some of you, I feel like this healing, this Four of Swords and the Five of Cups, and then there's the Two of Cups you don't even see, right? Like some of us are not recognizing the value of the experiences that we've just been having. Okay, so I'm going to clarify this Four of Pentacles. What are you holding on to? Woo, Knight of Swords. So there's some anger, some of you don't like to have anger or have arguments or have disagreements or have, of course, you don't like to have hurt or whatever. But like, I feel like there's some real anger about it. Like, why me? Why me? And that's a very low vibration. I also feel like some of you feel like you're being persecuted, or some of you feel like you're being singled out by the universe for whatever. Like, how come I'm the one that gets all the terrible stuff? Like, it's not you. And everybody has their share. Okay. And I feel like this universe wants you to be on your game here, spiritually, emotionally, soul-driven kind of love, or kind of experience that's coming in. Five of Wands. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So we have this sense of like we're moving forward. We're getting to a crossroads that is destined and fated. So you're like being prepared. If you missed a couple of lessons, you might feel like they're all avalanching on you at once. But you're getting to this point of really kind of amazing forward movement, like leaps and bounds forward movement. This is purposeful interaction with the angelic realms to get you to this new timeline. Lovers, devil energy. Wow, look at that. Light and dark. Eight of Wands, Tower, 10 of Wands, King of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. So there is you'll see, like you're seeing so clearly that this is how you get to your dream. When you see it from the lens of your soul, look at this, light and dark. Cannot have light without the dark. Cannot have true love without experiencing things that are keeping us from true love. You know what I'm saying? So I almost feel like there's an aha moment when you're communicating with the divine that comes to blow up any kind of barrier. And the barrier is you. The barrier is that you're not seeing how the experiences you're having are lining up to bring you what you really want. So it's sort of like, this is another kind of like what you don't see coming, is that everything that's going on right now is conspiring to bring you exactly what you want. So it's like, buckle up, Buttercup. It's time to really see things from a soul perspective rather than an ego perspective. So you can appreciate what's going on and sense the direction forward. I will continue this reading. If this is your reading from a soul perspective, there is a link below if you want to continue on with me. Let's see where we go. All right. Full Zodiac in the extended. Link down there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.